One of their best friends said to me, it's like we've all been just punched in the stomach. How do you explain this? Why did this happen? John Jr., there's such a bright light, upbeat, optimistic, and on the day of Rory Kennedy's wedding, it's just so difficult to comprehend.
They are all, they're so competitive, and but they all care about each other so much, and they push each other to different heights. But even if you push them a little bit, you would acknowledge that in that large family portrait, John Kennedy stood apart just a little bit. He was kind of a head taller, metaphorically speaking, than the rest of them. He had his own special place. He was a bit of the sun god in the Kennedy family in terms of his looks and his distinctive behavior, and he was John Kennedy's namesake. All of those things made him slightly different. So I think that they did see him, even as the rest of the country did, with a slight tinge of awe, which was not easy for him.
He had the name.
Right.
And he had the star quality, as we talked earlier. He could have been a candidate for mayor, senator, governor,
right.
Anything he wanted to seek. While the rest of the family is striving to maintain the political dynasty, John Kennedy seemed to have it readily available to him if he chose to go that route. He had not indicated that he was going to do that, but he always kept the door open. In fact, he used to tease political reporters about his viability. And at age 38, he had a long, long opportunity ahead of him, we all thought.
The wedding has been postponed. Obviously, Rory Kennedy and Caroline Schlossberg, his sister, we think is on a rafting vacation in the American West, without going into great detail about where she may be, but we do know that other people are trying to find her right now. She's in a pretty remote area. She suddenly finds herself as the sole surviving member of this family.
Who could have possibly believed that? Jacqueline Kennedy, John Kennedy Jr., all of us growing up in the 50s and 60s just absolutely singed with that picture of young John Donne saluting his father's casket and the grace by which Jacqueline Kennedy carried the nation through the president's assassination. And suddenly, all alone, Caroline Kennedy.
Well, we'll have continuing coverage. Tim, thank you very much. We know that we'll see you tomorrow morning on Meet the Press. You'll be talking about this some, but you also have an exclusive interview with Ehud Barak, who is the Prime Minister of Israel. We'll be seeing that tomorrow morning on Meet the Press.
Absolutely, Tim.
And we'll have continuing coverage on NBC, on MSNBC. It does now appear more certain than we would like to acknowledge that John F. Kennedy Jr. has been lost at the age of 38 with his wife, Carolyn Bessette, and her sister, two distinctive people in their own right, who represented all the grace and elegance and intelligence of their generation. So this has been a very troubling day, and it will go into the evening and the night and the long weekend, I'm afraid, and what was to have been a sparkling summer weekend, not just for the Kennedy family, but for the larger American family. And once again, we're bonded by grieving. Now to NBC's Brian Williams.